What is good, my Sonic brothers and sisters? It's your boy SONICSTA back at it again with another video. In today's video, I wanted to go over the topic of spin-off games, specifically racing spin-off games in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Now, we all know that racing is just that go-to spin-off game for most iconic video game series. Think about it. Mario did it, Sonic did it, Kirby did it, Crash did it. A lot of people are doing this. Even characters who don't even originate from video games are doing this. Like, look at SpongeBob and the whole Nickelodeon crew. Also, Shrek, he even did it. Garfield did it. All I'm trying to say is, the racing kart series, it's oversaturated. There's a lot of people just out here doing these racing games because they know it sells, it works, it's something that people really like to see. Now, in recent years, we've 100% seen Sonic follow this formula. I mean, look at Team Sonic Racing, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. Games like those follow this formula of just the racing kart genre. Now, I will not lie to you, Sonic's racing games do sell and they are really fun. So much so that I would even compare Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed to the likes of Mario Kart 8. It's that much fun. However, with that being said, I will say this. Sonic is a trendsetter. He doesn't normally follow after other people. I believe personally that one of Sonic's most pivotal trend-setting moments is allowing playable characters in games. Sega opened up the opportunity for Sonic to have not just multiple playable characters, but multiple different stories and multiple different gameplay styles. And even in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, it's not just Sonic's group. Just like how it is in Mario Kart where it's just Mario characters, this is not just Sonic characters. Sega wanted to include the entire cast, or at least most of who they saw as iconic characters in their company. I mean, personally, I think it's really annoying how Billy Hatcher got cut from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, even though his stage is still in the game. But you know what? We move on. That's not what this video is about. So you might be wondering why I'm really mentioning that Sonic is a trendsetter. Well, I'm trying to say is Sonic shouldn't be doing kart racing or car racing. Even though he did it before with Sonic Drift, I feel like he already found the most ideal and most perfect formula fit for him. And that formula is the beautiful looking Sonic Riders. Now, I'm going to talk about the gameplay in a minute, but I want to talk about the aesthetic first. This really matches well with Sonic's character. He's cool, he's edgy, he's fast. You know, he doesn't want nothing to do with nobody, but he's chilling like that. And I think this hoverboard idea, it really matches well with how he is. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be in the comments like, why does Sonic need a hoverboard if he can just run? I don't care. I think this is perfect because, look, I don't even know if I have to explain this, but Sonic is the fastest character in the entire series, maybe on par with Shadow, and maybe Metal Sonic trickles behind a bit, but it's unfair if he's not on a board or a car. So, I mean, come on. If we're going to have any kind of vehicle, this is the one to use. Not only does this match well with Sonic's character, also, this really hasn't been done by any other iconic series before. Sonic is the only one to diverge from the kart racing and the go-karts and all that other stuff and do his own thing, and that's what makes this so cool. Okay, now that I talked enough about the aesthetic, I want to talk about the gameplay, what we see here going on, and how this could be perfected going forward, and why I want to see it again. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm only going to be talking about Sonic Riders Zero Gravity and Sonic Riders, the original one, because honestly, I couldn't get past the tutorial in Sonic Free Riders because I was just not feeling it. This game was like, it was the reason why I bought the Kinect, but it was also the reason I wanted to sell my Kinect because the Kinect is stupid. I'm sorry, Xbox, but it's stupid. But I will say this, though, that opening for Free Riders is gold. I think everyone should check it out if y'all got the chance because that is beautiful. But anyway, with that aside, Sonic Riders added all sorts of cool mechanics that a kart racing game could not even fathom. In this game, there are moments when you're running on the ground. There are moments when you're on your extreme gear. There are moments when you're shouting in other characters' faces. There are moments where you're punching cars and other people. There are moments when you find secret passageways that get you from 8th to 1st. This game has so much in there that I just feel the need to talk about. Like, for example, the more rings you collect, the more you can upgrade your extreme gear in-game. That's right, in the game, while you are racing, you upgrade your gear going forward. And I feel like that's so unique because normally you have to wait till after or unlock some sort of secret gacha game card or something stupid like that. But in this, you just keep going further and further while you're playing the game to boost up your character's speed, power, or whatever else. You would just keep going. Another thing I found really cool is that you can grind on rails with your extreme gear in this game as well. Now, rail grinding is like a thing we've seen in a lot of Sonic games, and to see it here in a racing game, it just kind of shows that it's got that Sonic flair. It's got that Sonic pop, you know what I'm saying? It's got this Sonic lingo that we need going forward for the series. If we're gonna have spin-off games, I want it to embody Sonic. I want it to show that this isn't just a spin-off game with Sonic in it, it's a spin-off game centered around Sonic. And that's what I think Riders does so well. Another thing I'd like to note are the tracks. You know, what kind of courses do they use for each and every single race? And well, none of them are Sonic-esque. None of them are actually from a Sonic game prior to Sonic Riders or Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. These are all new stages completely made straight for this game. Now, this may sound ironic, but actually I get more of a Sonic vibe from this game than I ever could from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. And that says a lot because Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing actually uses Sonic locations. Another thing worth noting is that both Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity have a story, and it's worth noting because it's good. The story is good. While I'm not going to go into grave detail because spoilers, even though the game's like 20 years old, but even still, I'm not going to go into detail in the story. If you want to know more about it, I suggest you check out some other videos. Maybe you can watch some cutscenes. It'll be labeled as Sonic Riders the movie or Sonic Riders Zero Gravity the movie or whatever else, something like that. But either way, we get acquainted with new characters like the Babylon Rose, Jet, Wave, and Storm. Now, if you're a Sonic fan, if you haven't played Sonic Riders or Sonic Riders Zero Gravity or Free Riders or whatever else, you probably still know who Jet, Wave, and Storm are. I wouldn't be too far off in saying those who actually want the Riders series to return really want Jet, Wave, and Storm to come back as well. And honestly, it might be their primary reason, considering that Jet, Wave, and Storm do not appear in literally anything else. I mean, sure, you can give them Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but that's about it. But that's as far as games go. They're still in the IDW comics from time to time, but it's very, very rare. As much as I really do hate this, it's kind of like a spin-off character curse. I mean, I think it's pretty rare that a spin-off character would eventually find its way into a mainline game. Another prime example of this is Waluigi. I mean, he may never be in a mainline game. Not saying I don't want him in a mainline game, but at this rate, I don't know. But anyway, going back to the Babylon Rogues, it'd be really hard to implement them into a mainline Sonic story unless you include the extreme gears in some way. But even still, I mean, wouldn't that be cheating the gameplay formula as well, because you'd have to use them, right? The most practical way to keep these characters alive is to keep Riders going. Riders has proven to have some pretty great stories, and that's the main reason why people buy the game, because they want to know what happens in it and also enjoy the gameplay. Or at least that's why I buy the game anyway. But in conclusion, Sonic Riders is just a game that makes Sonic so much different from the rest of the racing genre. Sonic once again breaks the mold and sets a new standard for the rest of the racing franchise to follow after, and it's really cool, and that's just something that Sonic would do. Don't get me wrong, I love Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and as well as the other Sonic racing games. However, I just feel like they just follow the status quo of other racing franchises such as Mario and Crash. I feel like there's nothing really innovative they can bring to the table that already hasn't been brought. I hate to say it, but racing games have kind of peaked. They've already hit their ceiling, and I don't think that there's any higher they can really go. I mean, I hope I'm proven wrong, but that's just what it seems to be. But with Sonic Riders, I feel like if Sega were to go back to it, I think they can really just break the status quo once again and continue forward by adding all sorts of new and cool elements to this franchise. Sure, Sonic Free Riders was kind of a bust, and it's a shame that it ended on that note, but it's not really Sonic Free Riders' fault. It's because of that stupid, faulty Connect. Now granted, I couldn't tell you if that game could have been phenomenal or even just as good as the other Riders had it been on, controllers or just a regular game, but I can tell you this, I am fairly confident it would have been. But again, that's just me being optimistic. I'm literally going off of nothing because I don't really care for the game because of the Connect. I've already made that clear, right? But anyway, that's why I believe the Sonic Riders series is the ideal racing series. It's one that honestly can't seem to get old, and I want to know what your thoughts are on the series below. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this series? Do you guys want to see keep growing and going? Or do you guys think that the racing route is the way they should go with the karts and all the other stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you guys did like Sonic Free Riders, let me know down below, because honestly, like I said before, I did not get past the tutorial and wasn't interested afterwards. It kind of was just ridiculous and gave me a headache. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real as always, and now it's time for your boy SONICSTA to sign out. Also, please remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. See ya!
Why are you playing that trash?